Yeah, today I was thinking about the whole thing about revenants. I made a meme. I make these stupid memes, and I made a meme about how something about Blizzard just catering to furries and catering to all this cash up and the mounts, and it's a very infantilized thing. It's like they treat people like they are children and they give them candy basically, like fluffy stuff and pandas and so on, right? So I made a meme and then I put something about pandas being dead knights, which are a thing that are gonna change in the new. I'm kind of excited about the new World of Warcraft, but yeah, they are doing a lot of things with customization with classes and races and the appearance and all of that, right? So one of the things they're gonna do is they're gonna allow any class or any race to become a dead knight. And now I made this meme about panda dead knights, and I'm gonna make another one probably, because I think it's utterly ridiculous, like a panda dead knight. And I brought the argument that the reason why we have these games, the reason why we have this ghost over here and this whatever that is, and this whole environment, like the corruption and the whole idea about demons and paladins being the fighters of the light against them. I mean, this is placed in no, that thing is gonna tag me, isn't it? Let's just meditate. I'm meditating. Gonna be okay. I'm a paladin just meditating on the light. Gonna be fine. Yeah, so you get a lot of narratives, like the Lord of the Rings, like Elder Scrolls, like you name it. The theme of Revenants comes from early mythologies, and it has to do with death. In the way that people try to understand death, and they came with all the stories of the vampires and the drawer in Scandinavian countries, and this idea about coming back from the dead and not understanding death. Now, I do research in real life about these topics, and I'm working on a project that analyze all these things. So naturally, I love these narratives. I love Lord of the Rings. I love all these worlds. This is why I'm a paladin, right? Because truly, like, there are real themes out there, and there are real accounts of crazy shit, and you have to understand it. And these narratives, what they do is they put the idea of good and evil, right? Lord of the Rings, there's some sort of corruption, there's some sort, any narrative that you think about, religions, medieval fantasy or whatever it is, there's a theme. And they use these revenants, these vampires, these evil zombies or abominations or whatever, as to feel an archetype of death, to understand death. It's a very complicated topic that I'll go into at some point. But the thing is that I just hate when all these companies, because this game started with a lot of passion. You can see in Classic, it's just fucking beautiful and amazing. But what happens is that the corporations get involved and they start selling shit to people like they are children. This is why they sell you the mount or whatever. And there's all, I think World of Warcraft at least, keeps people playing. But, they had to do things to work with your dopamine receptors. This is how they give you the RNG, and they had to sell you flashy, bubbly things that children or adults or anyone will buy it. And this is why they started doing all of this, and they took that medieval fantasy into something else. This is why a lot of people complain about it, because their main, is this thing coming at me? It's not coming at me. The main audience for World of Warcraft, these games, are men under 30, men who, they just fucking annoyed at life. We have a shitload of social issues right now. And they just go and play World of Warcraft, and they're looking for these narratives. Today we don't have mythologies, we don't have... I'm gonna make another video about the Cathedral of Light, which has no iconography, and it's something very interesting. But the whole thing is that these people are looking for these narratives. You look at Oblivion, you look at the Elder Scrolls, you look at all these themes. they deal with death, and it's about understanding death. And what they did with the pandas is that they knew that Asia was a lot of the population from World of Warcraft started growing up and expanding in Asia. So they wanted to cater to Asians by doing the pandas and the whole thing about the Eastern philosophy, which is nice. I'm gonna go through retail at some point, and I'm gonna see, because I'm sure they did something cool about the Eastern philosophies and whatnot. But the thing is that it's even the Asian countries, the Asian cultures, we can see their MMOs, they are fixated on the medieval fantasy. Why try to do it with pandas? And now they're mixing one of their cornerstones, which is the Lich King. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this motherfucker. He's coming to check the Black Lotus thing. Okay. I'm gonna have to edit this later. I don't like to edit this stuff. I barely have time to do anything. Yeah, so they love the medieval fantasy. They don't need pandas, okay? They don't need that shit. And they might find it cute or whatever. What they're doing is taking their cornerstone, which is the Lich King, the Revenants, the paladin who turned evil and who made a pact with death, and this whole new expansion is all about death. And the idea of having this meme of pandas into their cornerstone foundation of the Lich King is just nonsense. And this is just to cater to the most people, to the mass who barely understand these narratives and these themes. But hey, I mean, what are we gonna do? We can wait for Ashes of Creation, see if they don't screw it up like that. We can wait for the some of the indie games that are not cash grabs, like Chronicles of Illyria. I had a lot of hope in that game. Now it's gone. But yeah, this is just my opinion. I think they should stay faithful to their themes. I think there's enough for market for these themes. They don't need to just make more money at the expense of the narratives. These narratives go way further than we think. And if people don't say anything, if they're okay with it, they're just, oh, I don't know, because the guy was saying, I got someone on Facebook and the internet, oh, shut the fuck up, it's, just because they take up mythologies and you don't like it. No, dude, like, this is not World of Warcraft. This is mythologies that are everywhere. Lord of the Rings, vampires, whatever, you name it, drawer. Just doesn't make any sense. And there's gotta be a game that goes back to the basics, and I hope they don't keep screwing this up, because there are great opportunities with this. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna end it there. That's just my opinion. Yeah.